Welcome in. I invite you to refine your seat. Last time we met in this particular class, which is the Principles of Anusara Yoga, level 1. So that was a week ago we met. I started the practice by giving you 5 minutes to do what you needed to do to get settled in your own being. And this was not in any way intended to discourage you from coming to practice if you cannot be grounded and settled right before class starts. That wasn't my point. So if you have questions about that, please message me. Some of you already have, and we can talk. And it does help me to know like what's going on in your world, and I love it very much. So thank you. All right, so we've come off of just a radical wave of some big energy building up to this full moon that happened yesterday. And it's full moon in Cancer, and we've also got Mars in the sign of Cancer. And Cancer is a water sign. Cancer is really interested in how much they can nurture the people they love. They love to do things for other people. They love to show up and make life easy for people. They really like to just do all the fun, yummy little detail-oriented things that a lot of us just look at and go, wow, I can't believe that brings you so much joy. And also, this is asking each of us to get real with how we're showing up, particularly in our relationship to those that we care for and those that we love, and how there may be an imbalance and it's really important right now for us to take care of ourselves. Like, I can't emphasize that enough. It's been a common theme of this whole month so far. And as we continue to progress in the year ahead, we're going to need this time, this recalibration time, to really do the hard thing, which for a lot of us is to slow down, to put the clutch in, to realize that your yoga practice is here for you to sustain you in a way that is supposed to build the energy reserve rather than deplete it. So I invite you to just let your hands find the shape they want to find. So we've practiced many, many mudras over the last several years. Let your body wisdom help you. So where would it feel best if you were to place your hands? And is there a particular shape? Just maybe play with it a little bit and see, is that soothing to me? Is it grounding to me? Do I feel like this is allowing me to show up and nourish? If you need any help, you can take the mudra I'm in, which is soft fist, thumbs in, knuckles down, which is for the root chakra. One of the downsides of all this Cancer energy is it gets kind of phlegmy, congested, maybe takes on too much. And the world is also really inflamed right now. All I have to think about is the radical devastation in California, in the cities. Entire cities have been burnt. There's so much agitation in the collective psyche, and the invitation is for those of us who really do know and have the skills, and the community and the family, because you are part of this yoga lifestyle family and you've chosen to be here. So this is an important thing to realize right now. You have support. You've got people all over this country who really care to land and ground and uphold the highest good. And not just in this sacred community and family, but you are also a part of multiple families, the families you choose, the communities that you really like to be in. And in the yoga tradition, we call this your Kula, Kula. So as the seat you've taken and the mudra you've chosen have allowed you to begin to settle, I invite you to deepen your breath. And try to focus on a nice 6-count exhale. And a 4-count inhale. So you'll lengthen the exhale. And attune to the nourishment of both the inhale and the exhale. And so today's practice is, how do we harmonize with the details? So we're going to get specific and do what you need to do to lengthen to 6 counts for your exhale. And harness the power of a 4-count inhale. There are little details in your personal life that are really going to support you right now, like setting your wake up time, really getting interested in your self-care morning routine. One example I have is I really enjoy a 12-hour fast minimum. So paying attention to the detail of the last time you ate, which was hopefully early in the evening. And then doing what you need to do to take care of yourself so that you can spread out that fast time over the night and into your morning. 4-count in, 6-count out. Paying attention to little details in your diet, things you know that make you phlegmy or congested or agitate and inflame. Give yourself the power of your presence to cut back because you're worth it and you know you'll feel better. Please draw your hands to heart center. We'll start with 1 Om and 1 round of the Anusara invocation. Sweet, long, deep breath in. Nurturing breath out. Inhale. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidanandamurtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejasi. Please release your hands and open your eyes. All right, we're going to start mountain pose with 2 blocks at the front of your sticky mat. So you'll just look down and line up the center of your ankle, the space between the second and third toe with the center of your ankle, your heels and the center of your ankle with your sit bone distance apart. So you can reach back and even attune to that detail. So where are my sit bones? They're right where you sit, right down in the center of your femur bone. So the femur bone literally comes out through the center of your pelvis. So get into your body and feel. And then we'll bend your knees. Momentarily activate your toes, spread and lift all 10 toes. So this is active feet. And when you spread and lift your toes, especially the 4th and 5th toe, the baby toe side of your foot, the shins should start to get stronger. So active feet, steady shins. And then see if you can maintain that and place the toes wide and the toe pads down. So now we've got some really sensitive parts of you pushing down into the earth. Deep breath in. 6 count breath out. Deep breath in. 6 count out. Just get grounded. You can do it. And as you're ready, you'll bow forward, press your hips back, and take your hands to the outside of the shin, the thickest part of your shin. Active feet, steady shins. And now broaden your elbows so that your upper back can do this press, where you press from the power of the upper back through the arms, wide through the elbows, and then into your palms. Active feet, steady shins, hug to midline. Deep breath in. 6 count breath out. And then we'll place your hands and step your feet to a plank. Press down through the pads of your toes like you did in Tadasana and mountain pose. And from your heart, reach down through the arms as you lift the hips up high. And find active feet, steady shins. And give yourself some breath. We're slowing down and creating some boundaries, some healthy boundaries through the principle of muscular energy. How do you draw into yourself to nourish yourself? Inhale, plank, active feet, steady shins. Now you can really feel the inside of the ankle and squeeze that towards the midline, active feet, steady shins. Pressing down to your hands, reach up and back, downward dog. And deep breath in. 6 counts out to clarify the energy of feet and shins, hands and forearms. Please walk forward, standing forward fold. Take your hands one more time to the shins. Active feet, steady shins. Now bend your knees like a chair pose. Hold your shins in. Now we'll crisscross the wrists and go up to the upper inner thighs. Active feet, steady shins to midline. Now use your hands to push the upper thighs back towards the glutes and wide. Shins in and thighs out. And just breathe. And hopefully this is going to put some space inside the hips. Now gently root your tailbone, just a tiny bit. You'll squeeze the muscles right up the bottom of your tailbone. And then keep the steady feet, strong shins, thighs back and wide, tailbone rooting, and take a forward fold. Let your spine get long because of the foundation and strength of your legs. Place your hands, step to plank. Active feet, steady shins. Now as you bend your knees, imagine your hands, when you reach up to dog pose, pressing the upper thigh bones back and wide. Active feet, steady shins in and forward shins. Now press the hands down and forward so that you can move the upper thighs back. Tiny, tiny energy in the tailbone. You don't need a lot in dog pose, but you do for plank. So as you pull to plank, pull your tailbone towards your heels. And this time we'll lower to the belly, all the way down. As you come to shoelace side of your feet, come to spider arms. Bowing into the heart, take a breath. You tune to the details, but don't get consumed by them. Find your toenails, pressing down through the toenails. See if you can widen the third and fourth toe. Now press the top of the, right above the knees forward. Strong shins, inner thighs back. Now root the tailbone, coming up, cobra. And exhale, lower, place your hands, tuck your toes, up and back, downward dog. So in the practice of Anusara Yoga, we have 5 main principles of alignment. So you open to your breath, open to grace, and set the foundation of your pose. Open to grace. We open to the breath and set the foundation and find a general form of the pose. Step forward. Setting the foundation of forward fold, listen to your breath. And in order, we go open to grace, muscular energy. So spread and lift the toes, firm the muscles to the bone, shins in. Active feet, steady shins. An inner spiral, thighs back and wide. Outer spiral, pull the tailbone and the buttocks flush down. Now, hands to hips. Lift your elbows to the sky so you muscularly engage the upper back. Last principle of alignment, organic energy. From your hips, push through the leg bones to rise up. Reach up, touch the sky. And hands to heart. Active feet, steady shins, thighs back and wide. Lengthen your tailbone, and from the focal point of the hips, push through the legs and then lift up through the upper body. Release your hands as you hold all those details. And now open to the kindness of your awareness. Lift your arms to the sky, and we'll take those details and bring them with us in a nurturing flow through a sun salute A. Inhale, side bodies long. Stepping back to plank. Active feet, steady shins, pushing the thighs back and wide. Lift up to dog. Keeping the strong shins, the active feet, even the inner thighs lifting as you root the tailbone. Push from your hips to your heels and lengthen through your crown, organic energy. Plank. Lower to the belly. Start over. Deep breath, active feet, steady shins, inner thighs lift. As you root the tailbone, lift up and stretch from toenails and up through the heart. Inhale up and back, downward dog. 4 count in. 6 count out. Step forward. And just find yourself not consumed by the details to the point of agitation, but use how you care about your own form, your own vessel, to create optimal alignment Rooting down, rise up. And repeat the process. Strong feet, legs, thighs, tailbone, anchor down. And as you bring the hands to the heart, let the sternum rise. Release your hands. Inhale, reach up. Flow again, forward fold. Find the principles that make most sense to you right now and work with them as you step to plank and honor your dog. And back to plank. And one of the reasons I like to go from plank to dog and back to plank is it helps people set a long enough foundation for downward dog. So if you look at plank and then keep the hands and the feet here as you reach up and back to dog pose, you're in a pretty balanced place where you've shown up for yourself. You're not shortchanging the dog, or you're not overextending. One more time, inhale, plank. All the way down to the belly. And take your time, set your foundation, listen to your breath, and then hold your legs accountable as you root to rise. Up and back, down dog. Four count inhale, six count exhale. And this will give you time to refine so that you can align and nourish. And high on the tippy toes, walk it forward. Wash, rinse, repeat. You know, it's like your shampoo bottle instructions. Active feet, steady shins, thighs back, anchor the tail, root to rise. And hands to heart. Okay, please take your two blocks on high. And we'll place the blocks inside your right foot and step the left foot as far back as you can to get your front knee directly over your ankle bone in a lunge. You got it. So find your mountain pose, especially on the back leg, pushing through the ball mount of your back foot. Steady the shins in. And then lift the inner thighs. So you're going to pull the muscular energy from the back foot up into the hips so much that you lift out of the pose a little bit. And that will also move the top of the back thigh bone towards the back body. Maintain that, and then we'll pull the front buttocks down and under just enough that you can start to feel the energy inside you that gets excited to say, now I need to expand it and lengthen from the hips to the feet. And as you push down through your blocks, pull the armpits forward. Nice. I'll take that block outside your front right foot and extend and lengthen your front leg. Modify and pay attention to where do your hands need to go so that they're right under your shoulders, but your shoulders are lengthening forward out of your hips. Press more through the balls of both feet. Find the power of the baby toes, creating a little energy on the outer shins. And then the big toes creating energy on the upper inner thighs. Keep pulling that front hip back, 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 and under. From your pelvis now, as you rebend the front knee, think of your sit bone lengthening towards the back of the knee and your sit bone lengthening to your back heel. So we have some good organic energy to take the knee bend. Blocks to the side, downward dog. 4 count in, 6 count out. Come high on the tippy toes, shift the gaze, walk yourself forward. Give yourself a nice nurturing moment. Coming high on your blocks and standing forward fold. Pull the side bodies long. You can use your breath. That's also open to grace. So use the breath to elongate the intercostal muscles. Now against the steadiness of the shins, the thighs rooting back, lengthen the tailbone. Now bend your elbows wide until your shoulder blades squeeze onto your back, and then you can fold. And hopefully you can let go of your head here. And we'll just take some nice soothing breaths. If this is too much in any way, shape, or form for you, modify your pose. Pressing from hips to feet, lengthen your spine halfway up. We'll take those 2 blocks inside your left foot. Deep breath in. Press down through your feet. Now, as you pull the muscular energy, especially from the back leg up, try to pull the baby toe side of your foot in and the inside seam of your inner ankle into the midline. Steady shins. Lift the inner thigh up and back, and then we get to root the front buttocks down. Now here's the big moment where you get to extend yourself into the world, but from attunement to how you've cared for yourself first. So reach through the back leg as much as you stretch through the front leg, and then also rise up through the heart. Take front hand and open it wide. Magnetize the back foot towards the front heel and vice versa, and we'll pull up into the hips. Shins active. Inner spiral starts at the mound of the big toes and winds up the inner thighs. You can find that X marks the spot from big toe to outer heel. And now really work the X marks the spot from baby toe to inner heel as you rebend the front knee. Outer spiral your way there. Reach from sit bone to knee, from sit bone to back heel. Pull the heart forward. Blocks to the side. Downward dog. Please step forward. And when you're ready, you'll inhale your way upright. And hands to heart. Beautiful 4 count inhale. 6 count exhale. 4 count inhale. Dog pose, 6 count exhale. Just check it out. If you have to lengthen your feet to find plank, your dog pose is a little short. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, dog. Please inhale, left leg up and back. And look down. Look down at your hips. Are your hips square? Use the active feet, thighs back and wide, especially of the lifted leg. So that'll wrap the lifted hip forward if the inner thigh lifts. Now we'll step the lifted leg forward. Hold your blocks on low, medium, or high, up to you, as you place the back knee. Then look back and square the hips. So 2 things will help you there. Muscular energy pulling in from front heel to back knee, and the upper inner thigh of your back leg, moving to the inside of the ankle so the hip can roll forward. Press down through the legs and lift up. This is Anjaneyasana. Now try to lift your upper body off of the energy rooting the lower body. So push through the leg line and lift yourself up into your own wellness. Inhale, bring it down, lifting the back knee, pyramid pose. Please open your left arm out to the left side of your room. And then steady yourself. Push more through ball of back foot as you squeeze the outer hip of the front leg in. Hold your hips square like that and see if you can airplane arms. So you've got to push through that back leg to lift the other arm up. Good job. Now we'll bend the front knee, cactus arms, warrior one legs. Beautiful. Inhale your way down to your blocks. Blocks out of the way, plank. Downward dog. 6 count breath out. 4 count into plank. 6 count all the way down to the belly. 4 count cobra. 6 count dog pose. Smooth out your breath here. Please inhale, right leg up. And just look. Use your eyes to hold yourself accountable. You can make the outer shin of the grounded leg even stronger. And inner spiral both legs. Stepping right foot forward. Find your blocks, lower the back knee. Pull the back knee in and the front heel back, and that will help square the hips. And as you do that, keep the thigh and the back leg moving towards the back of the mat. And we'll roll that front buttocks under and extending from the focal point, rooting down. Now, when you come up into back bend, the back leg wants to try to push out on you. It wants to roll out. So keep guiding the inner thigh back and wide. Really open up to what feels good for you. Inhale your way down, lift the back knee, pyramid pose. Active feet. Clarify the actions of the baby toes. Keep pressing through the big toes as you pull the inner thighs back. Now, especially on the front hip, pull it back and down. We'll extend the right arm out. Listen to your breath. From your hips, reach through the back leg and through your crown as you extend left arm out, airplane. Active feet, steady shin, the back leg, more inner spiral, more thighs back as the front leg roots. And then we can rise up. Let's just do cactus arms. Beautiful. And all the way down. Downward dog. Little child's pose moment. Please come to lying on your back. I'm going to skip Parivrtta Trikonasana. We'll just let that pose go. So that might be a good example of what we're being asked to do in our, how do we show up? And often self-care takes way more time than we think, doesn't it? Side body's long, pick up your head, set it down. Now I'm going to give you choices. You choose. Is it a bridge pose? Is it a windshield wiper pose? Is it a Supta Padangusthasana pose? What does your body need to really feel like you could lay it to rest for a few more minutes? And think about soothing, calming, nurturing choices that are aligned with the detail of knowing that what you choose now does impact how you feel hours from now. Or even days or weeks. All right, we're going to take a final pose, and that is your variation of a happy baby. So some of you are better served holding your knees. This happy baby is a very deep forward fold. If you cannot maintain the lumbar curve, then you really have no business going deeper until your body starts to open. And maybe just needed a few minutes of or a few moments of holding your knees before you went to the deeper expression. We all need more transition time right now. I'll bring the feet together, knees nice and wide. Let your hands rest in a mudra called Trimurti. That's where thumbs go below the navel and fingertips point down to the pubic bone. The palms rest on the low belly and hips. 4 count inhale. And that 6 count exhale will start to reveal to you places where you're holding some tension that you don't need, like your neck and your shoulders, your face. Slowly take cactus arms. And we'll take right knee towards left knee in a little twist. 4 count inhale. 6 count exhale. Reopen the right knee. 4 count inhale. 6 count exhale. And we'll take left knee to right knee. And that same attuned breath. And this time we'll roll into your fetal pose using the right arm like a pillow. Soften. And we'll choose to remain anchored in the presence of our own embodiment as you root down through your hips. Your hands help you up. And we'll take a time to refine your seated pose. You can go back to the mudra that you chose at the beginning of your practice, whatever it was for you, or maybe it's entirely different at this point. And just give yourself a few breaths, rounds of breath to really feel, to land. And this next moment is perhaps my favorite of all moments in the yoga practice. It's that moment where you choose to bring your hands up into the center of the heart, but you're more in awareness of what you hold reverence for right now than perhaps any other time. And so let this moment be sacred to you. What are you calling in? How are you holding your divine insights? And when you offer final Om, what is it about for you right now, today? And it can change day to day. So just let your heart speak through the offering you make. Slow breath in. Nurturing breath out. Open, deep breath. Mm. You are my family. We are family. I know some of you have never met each other. I hope you do because you're amazing. Let's take care of ourselves and take care of each other. Namaste. All right. Thank you.